Heyo guys, welcome to another video. I am Unroyal, your host of this rather below average race. Now we are at Grand Oak and I am using the GTO for pretty much the entire video. I was going to make this a GTO showcase, but I figured, you know what, let's just go ahead and do some racing in it. I'll do the whole facts and all that later, but we got Cheeky Charm here doing a very cheeky move there. Give me a little love tap on the front there. But either way, it looks like going into the horseshoe. We got Leos going right behind Noob Gamer in what looks like a Lotus. I almost go into Leos there. I do have to back off there just a tad bit. Crispy the King making a move, and Mopar Kid getting around me for a split second. He's in a Skyline. I don't know why he's not in a Mopar. I mean, I figured it would be in his name. But now we are on the straightaway. I'm trying to make up some ground after a few bad corners. Almost going into Leos there. And that crazy guy goes into the back of him, goes into me. Leos goes into the sand. Looks like a crazy first lap at that 90-degree turn. Luckily, it wasn't turn 1 like it normally is in Forza. But anyways, going into this little bend here, we got Cheeky going into the grass. Probably had to mow it. Might have been his turn. Who knows? But either way, looks like he's going to be cussing everyone out. We got Crazy Adrix in the grass as well. I guess they are tag teaming the corner, or not the corner cutting, the grass cutting there. So anyways, that's going to be the end of lap 1. We're going to go ahead and skip ahead to lap 3 because nothing really crazy happens. But this crazy guy does catch up. He does have 4 seconds of penalties. I don't 100% remember where they're from at the time of doing this voiceover. I'd assume it is from maybe losing control and accidentally going into people and the game just kind of not forgiving it all that much. But either way, I go into this 90-degree turn here. He does slowly catch up. I take it a little slower, but he does slowly.
Nice.
Almost comes inches away from accidentally putting me into a pit maneuver. Holy crap, I think the guy has a bit of a reaction. I don't know if he's using the steering wheel or not, but he is fishtailing there. I think his car is still front-wheel drive. In fact, I think most of the time, if it's not front-wheel or rear wheel, you're probably going to have a hard time driving. It seems like all-wheel drive is just very hard to control in this game. But either way, I do stay right on his tail. This is where I really start battling, but he does slowly start pulling weight on the straights. So I do think he has more of a power build, which is probably why he can't really take the corners as fast as what most people in a Civic could. Anyways, going into the horseshoe now. This is when he really starts pulling away, so trying to catch up, but he just puts power down, so we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to when I finally catch up. On the last lap at the horseshoe, ironically. But anyways, I think he just cools it down a little bit. Starts taking corners a little slower. But this is when he realizes I'm slowly reeling him in. So on the straightaway, this is when it turns into a bit of a drag race. See who has more power. VTEC versus a V8. Anyways, going into this 90-degree, he does fishtail it again. I do take advantage of that and slowly creep around him for a little while. He does go for a little psychological move there, making it look like he's going to try and spin me out, trying to get me to slow down. He does fishtail it again. I take too much curb there. Going into the final carousel here. Little bit of a contact there. Luckily, no one really gets any penalties. I don't really want him getting any more as of right now, since I am right now within his penalty range. And he does brake check me for a second. Going into the final turn, I do let off the steering. I don't know why,
please, no!
or how, or what was going through my head there. But either way, we do cross the line within his penalty range at 5th place. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the times and go into the next race. Alright, taking this to Hockenheim now. Now, this was actually full of quite a bit of good racing, so My voice might give it out from time to time going into turn one here, bumping the last night there. Because I think that's how you pronounce his gamer tag. I could be completely wrong on that one. But he is on a BMW, so keep that in mind. And keep that name in mind, because a little bit happens with him later on in this race. Going into this final turn, and I do go into the Honda S2000. Probably should make it known that when I went to go to record some of these races, I was running on like 2 or 3 hours of sleep, so probably not my smartest move going straight into a race while drowsy. But anyways, I'm doing some battling with Jinsomnia here, who bumps the back of the S2000 just like I did. And we go through a little double right-hander there pretty easily there. S2000 has to brake pretty early here. I do give him a little love tap there. He did have to take a weird line through there, so he had to take it quite a bit slower. Just like we did and all that. Now we got the mill here. We're going to start our little battle now. Going into this little right-hander here. I do brake a little early. I am in a boat after all, so trying to get around people like him in the curves is not going to be the easiest thing, since I'm pretty sure that's the Jetta he is driving. Not the GT4 spec race car, but the more civilian use one. And those things are a bit OP. Now, game says Pelo Fuego bumped into the back of me. Honestly, I didn't hear anything. I didn't feel anything in the controller. Honestly, I don't see any damage to the car, so I don't know if maybe that was just the game glitching out and saying he collided with me when he didn't. I'll let you guys decide on that one, but I finally catch up to the mill here on the straightaway, getting around him. I do got the V8 in here, I think. If I don't, then I probably have the i6. I had to go back and check. I built this thing a while ago, and I honestly haven't really... I kind of forgot about it, not gonna lie. I don't know if I took the V8 out of here and swapped it with the i6. Sounds like it's still the i6, or not the i6, the V8 though, so we're just gonna go with saying it's the V8 for right now until I can confirm it. Anyways, I'm catching up to Jinsomnia here, and he's doing a little bit of fishtailing out of that turn. I'm trying to maybe see if he's gonna make a bit of a mistake here. He does not, but the mill is also right behind me, so bit of a three-way battle for 14th at the moment. Take a little swig of drink here. Fanta Orange, nothing too crazy. It is a weeknight while I'm recording this voiceover after all, so no adult beverages right now as I do work full time. The mill getting right on my bumper, giving me a little love tap there. Probably expecting me to be a little harder on the gas. He apologizes there, so confirmed it was not intentional whatsoever as far as that is concerned. Not to mention it didn't really mess with anyone's race as well, so can't complain at all in that one. Other than a faster, yet dirtier, well, not dirtier, a faster lap, but still dirty in the end. The mill here, giving me a little bit of room. It looks like Jinsomnia here, looks like he started lose control there. I don't know what caused that one. Maybe using a wheel, because I know I recently got one, and honestly, my driving habits were not, well, it wasn't really easy to drive as of right now. I am going to have to go into the career mode and practice that one. Mainly due to the fact that I tried going in online, and I think my safety rating went from an S down to a D at that point. And we got a BMW and what looked like some sort of Mazda in there. And of course, last night, Wild Ghost did decide to take advantage of it. Go through me at least, and I think he was going to go through the mill if time permitted. Jinsomnia right behind me as of right now as well. Getting some draft on me. He's probably aware that I could outpower him in a straight line, but he has me on the turns, so I think he's trying to use that to his advantage as of right now, and I have to brake really hard here. I think I squealed the brakes there. Was not expecting last night to brake so much there. Luckily, neither of us got a penalty here. And, of course, he starts fishtailing here. I think he is using more of a power build during all this. So it might be the main factor as far as why he's not really able to get away from me and Jim Somnia here. Going into turn 1 here, I do outbrave Jim there. Going around the corner a little bit faster than he does. And of course, of last night was losing control there. Now going into turns 2 and 3 here, he's fishtails it a little bit more. Not as bad as what he used to. I think as of right now, he is just over driving the car at this point. Because he was able to get up to, I think, 8th place, if I seen correctly. But anyways, going into this double right-hander here, catching up to the pack here. We are doing a little battle here, and he is slowing me down just a tad bit. I do have to take these turns a little slower. Jim Somnia, I think he got pushed off by, I don't really know how you'd want to pronounce that name, so I'll refer to him as 276 as of right now. Who is getting right behind me, giving a little love tap there. I think he's in a Clio. 276 getting right around me and going for an attack on last night here. Very intentional. Wanted to try and spin him out. Something tells me 276 had a lot of beef with last night there. Getting another 4 seconds to his already almost 2.5 second in penalties. Honestly, I don't know what happened there. I wish I would have remembered to save the replay on this, because I 100% want to know what caused 276 to want to spin out last night there. But anyways, trying to catch up to maximum here. And it looks like DeVille went into the turn and Block Essence bumping into him. Getting himself some nice juicy penalties there, giving me a little bit of an advantage here. But I am still going to try and battle for 10th place here, even though it's technically mine as long as I stay within his penalty range. But at the same time, I know Maximum has some penalties as well, so if I get up into his penalty range, I think he only has like 0.4 of a second. If I get in there, I will have, I think, a 9th place in the bag. So anyways, I'm trying to do battle with Block Essence here. He is doing a good job at blocking me, though. I did tap him a couple times, as you guys have seen. Going into this turn here, he might have went on soft tires, and they're now pretty much dead as of right now. It seems like your tire compounds do not really hold up as well here on Hockenheim. At least not for muscle cars. I don't really know too much on imports, at least for America. You know, like your Mazdas, your Hondas, and stuff like that. But anyways, Block Essence has almost 5 seconds in penalties, so 10th place is pretty much mine. And that's going to be the race, so let's go ahead and move on to the next. Alright, so we are now taking this at Homestead, the big oval circuit, not the track that some people seem to dread. So anyways, going into turn 1, I want to say. Turn 1 and 2, probably. Corvette getting smacked into me, then a Clio doing the same. A little bit of turn 1 chaos that Forza is known for. Got the, I think that's a Bugatti weird, funny car type deal. I honestly don't know the actual name of the thing. I should probably look it up, but anyways. Going into turn 2, or turn 3 and 4, I'm not too sure about this track whatsoever. Not really a fan of NASCAR, even though I love motorsports. But anyways, got a BMW that goes around me pretty easily, catching up to the Bugatti weird car thing, and a Countach GTO going around them, around the turn, not really too bad, but he's gonna power by me on the straights. Going into turn 2, or the questionable turn number. I Honestly, don't know what you would call it. I want to say it's turn 2, but I'm sure someone in the comments will correct me later. But anyways, Countach getting right behind me, powering by, getting up to this little curve here, turn 1 and possibly 2. Trying not to overdrive the car, trying to just catch up, keep up with him, try to stay in his draft. We got Red Eye Rooster and a Subaru here. Give me a little love tap on the front, squeezing by, trading a little bit of paint. Nothing really to cause much of a hate on the race, but he does go into the back of the Countach and lifts his back end up just a little bit, giving me just enough time to get around them for a little bit. But the Countach does power by once again. I should probably know this is not a power build. This is just one of my little go-to builds as a way of testing a car. But anyways, staying on the straight, trying to keep up with everyone, and this is pretty much all the chaos that's going to happen. So Subaru behind me, so we're going to go ahead and speed up this little bit of battling between me, the Countach, and the Subaru. Countach slowly pulling away, but Subaru catching up. Now he is gonna do a little bit of a cheeky move here. Now we do get side by side here. He's around. I don't know if he was trying to push me out of the way or if he was trying to turn into his turn, but either way, I will let you guys decide that one. We're gonna go ahead and speed up to another incident where we're on the straightaway. He does get around me. He doesn't really try to force me off the track this time, but I do stay up by his side. He tries to go in for the turn. He does back off there, so I don't want to say that the original turn-in was intentional, but going here, I do go for a little block. I don't think he's too happy about it, so he gets in my draft range. Going into the turn, he goes in for a pit maneuver. Luckily, all the time I spent in Forza Horizon 4 and Horizon 5 taught me how to drift. Luckily, he gets a little bit of a penalty there. We're going to go ahead and speed up to the next incident, and when I catch up to him now, in all this, you can probably see he hits the wall. I know it's a little fast, but he does hit the wall, which gives me just enough time to catch up. Original plan was stay within his penalty range, but I figured, you know what, since I'm right next to him, I could probably get around him pretty quickly, so try to go for a little move here, try to get around him. He tries to go for a block, spins himself out. I'll let you guys decide who's the bigger asshole there. I do get a second penalty there, so that's pretty much all that happened there since he rage quit. So we're going to go and skip ahead. Seeing someone run out of gas there. Possible rookie mistake, possibly just underestimating how much fuel he would need for the race, who knows. But either way, I finish in 9th place. And of course, with that little incident with Red-Eyed Rooster there, let me know what you guys think, who was the bigger asshole there. And with that being said, we are going to move on to the next race. Alright, we're going to go ahead and finish this video off at Hakone. This is already getting a little long, and I already started my mess up there. For 2 people there, one for the RX-7 and one for that Mercedes-Benz, I will take full responsibility for both of those collisions. Going into turn 1, a little bit of chaos there. Looks like Mercedes taking out what looked like a, honestly didn't quite see. I can't really say it right there. But we do got a, what is that, a Volkswagen, I see? Looks like it, but either way, we're going to do a little bit of battle with Mleb Hirofre. I honestly hope I didn't butcher that. If I did, I do apologize, bud. But now we're going down the straightaway. It looks like a huge battle. Everyone just trying to make moves. Using horsepower to my advantage. We got Famu in front of me. I decided to go around him for right now. Tuck back into the race line. Slowly on my brakes. I get a little love tap there. Seems like he underestimated my braking point. And honestly, didn't really mess with anyone's race too bad. So luckily no one got a penalty for it. Anyways, now we're going to do battle with this Honda Civic driven by Hella Flush here. Gonna go into these little curves here. He goes off the track. Now it is just me trying to catch up to the Mustang and the Cobra now. Going into the final sets of turns here. Got the Cobra who's barely keeping control over that thing. Slightly fishtailing there. Not really much of a grip build by the looks of it. crossing the line, going into turn 1. We got a guy off, well, who was off track. It looks like he quit. And was going into turn 1. It looked like Power Trotsky was going to try and get around me, but he backed off. Luckily, he knows his car isn't good around the corners, so he didn't really cause a collision there, so respect to him right there. Catching up to Sir Oliver in the maroon, I think that's an Escort, if not a Corolla. One of the two, I'm not quite sure, but either way, we're side by side. Now in practice, this guy was pretty dodgy, so I'm not quite comfortable being right by his side. It looks like he's going to try and go for a block, but looks like he's going to turn off into Storm Rider and probably spin himself out. Not quite sure what happened there. I did forget to record a replay for that one. Kind of wish I would have saved it, but either way, getting right around the Mustang there. It looked like he did a little mess up, so it gave us some time to get around him. Now we're doing battle with Storm Rider and Maleb. MRAV got a penalty there. I think it was for a collision with one guy in turn 1, which gave us the ability to get around him. Now we're on a straightaway. I'm using power to get around Storm Rider in the BRZ. Getting around him for a little bit, but I completely missed my braking point here, and I go a little wide. He's going to take full advantage of that, go on the tighter racing line, get around both me and Maleb really easily. Going into the little S-bends here now. Slowly but surely reeling them in. Trying to use the V8 that I've gotten here. I might swap to an i6 at some point, even though it's probably the most ridiculous motor for the lower classes. But either way, slowly catching up to Storm Rider here, using power to my advantage. In his draft zone, catching up. Almost getting around him. He does get a little closer to the outside, taking the race line, but either way, he doesn't really cause collision, so we don't really get the move done. He starts pulling away, but Tumor Inductor, I honestly don't know how to pronounce that, but he's in a Camaro. He's gonna pull up right beside us, and he's going to make a little battle out of this little section. Getting around us pretty easily, not gonna lie. His car is lighter, so he's probably able to go around the corners quite easily. And of course, he's in a muscle car, so he does have power. But here we do have more power, but I do have to let off the gas, otherwise I would have went right into the back of him. That's not something I want to do. MRAV slowly catching up, actually quickly catching up. On turn 1, he seemingly came out of nowhere. Going into the S-bends, I'm trying to get away from him if I can, but he is showing that he is able to control that Mustang of his. Sticking close pretty easily. He does have power as well. I'm trying to catch up to the Camaro as well. But when it comes to getting close into the corners, he does pull away quite easily. I do have to straighten out so I don't end up going into the back of him. Once again, I'm in a boat. Stopping this thing is not easy. And of course, going around corners is a bit of a challenge, but what can I say? I am a fan of muscle cars, so I will try to use them any chance I can get. MRAV getting right up beside me now. Give me I think he gives me a little love tap here. Yep, he straightens me out just a little bit. Luckily, it doesn't really cause too much of a mess up towards any of our races. But now we got Famu joining the mix. He's the one that gave me a love tap earlier at turn 4, I think it was. By the way, going into turn 1, I do use power to get around MRAV again. Get another little love tap. Famu getting around both of us while we do our little battle. Going into the S-bends now. Famu and MRAV doing a little bit of battling. MRAV getting around Famu, looking like he's playing a little safe during these corners. But right now, I tuck up right under his draft. Trying to save a little bit of time here. Using power to get by him pretty easily. And I try to slingshot through by MRAV. Going into the turn now. Famu, I think he recognizes me, so he decides he's not going to try and go into the back of me again. Much respect to him right there. But here he is trying to make a move. I did leave it a little wide. I wasn't sure if he was going to try and go for a move, but either way he did back off, so seemingly giving me the spot. And now I got minor tire wear. Famu and MRAV doing a little bit of battle. Famu being the victor of that one. Thanks to my minor tire wear, I've got to try and take this turn a little safer. Famu probably not aware of that because he does back off. Then MRAV trying to keep up with me as best he possibly can. He does have that second in penalties though, so he can get around, but as long as I stay within that penalty range, we are good. But now he's tugging up into the draft. I think he's trying to give me arrow wash as of right now. Trying to make it to where I mess up some of these corners due to a lack of arrow. But he does pretty much trying to stick with me the entire time. Looks like he's about to go for a pit maneuver, but he backed out of it pretty quickly. But now we are almost in a tie for 10th place. Going into the double left-hander. He does go into my left quarter panel or quarter fender. I might have turned into him. I will let you guys decide who was truly at fault. Honestly, I think it's more on my fault. Looking at the footage, I might have went right into him. But either way, it looks like now I've got moderate tire wear, so that's going to make this a little bit of more difficult. Going into this little bend here, turning is not the easiest right now. I don't know if they're doing the same thing. But either way, Mr. Drifter getting around MRAV and everyone else, but he does also have a second in penalties. We all say good race. And we are going to finish in 10th place. MRAV looking like he's going to do a little donut before the finish line. And that's pretty much going to be this race, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Alright, guys. Small channel update due to a small pattern I've seen with losing a subscriber, then gaining a subscriber and all that. And honestly, I think that's due to the fact that I started this channel doing a variety of stuff, you know, playing games like Skyrim, Fallout, and you name it. And I'm letting you guys know that this is the direction I'm taking the channel. It's going to be mainly racing games or games that involve a car altogether. So, for those of you that have subscribed way back when I started the channel and you're expecting me to go back, I'm going to let you guys know that's not going to happen. So, if you want to unsubscribe, I don't take any offense to it, and of course I'd rather you guys go find someone that can play games that you guys are interested in. And for those that have recently subscribed and are enjoying this content, thank you for hanging out and being a part of this. And of course I do want you guys to know, again, this isn't going to be just Forza or just sim racing altogether. I'm going to be throwing games like Need for Speed, Monster Jam, games like that into the mix, so I hope you guys enjoy that. If not, then you could expect the Forza video here and there. It depends on if I find some good racing like I have been here recently. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for being here, and I hope to see you guys on the track, and hope to see you guys in the next video. Pretend I said something corny here to get you to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all have a great day. Later.